Spoiler alert, have you ever longed for a community that people who believe in God and name Jesus as Messiah and yet know they are not as good as they should be or even could be, as no one is ever as good or as they should or would be? Was Jesus judgmental or shaming of others? Did he push away those who most desperately needed him? No. However, Jesus did have a lot to say to those people who thought they were better than everyone else, who were definitely as good as they should be, and wanted everyone to know it. They thought they had this God thing all sewn up. But we've known that the early church struggled with all of these things. And in our day, we see largely the older churches still erring to one side or the other, too free and non-substantial, and too far in sturdy doctrine or tradition. They simply never get out of it. Paul, the Jesus follower, called that a yoke that neither we nor our ancestors were able to keep up. I know I felt that way. I've longed for something new, a new thing, as the prophet Isaiah called it. This generation has had it with rigidity, hypocrisy, dead religion, and boring church. But there's a difference in going to church and being the church. The word church comes from Germanic. It's from another word, ecclesia, like ecclesiastical. It means assembly. Jesus founded an assembly who name his name and follow the Father who has become our Father through Jesus. What would we expect from Jesus? Would he divide people? Would he judge people? Would he feel people are too unclean or in some way not all they should be? Don't you think there's evidence enough that Jesus accepted people that sometimes we don't want to accept? That certainly those nice churches or establishments of people want to accept. And yet, they all have souls. Jesus died for all of them. What kind of community would Jesus have us be? This community will be one of those who love for one another. They are their brother and sister's keeper, not out of some legal obligation, but because the love of God in their hearts moves them to do so. This community will worship together and learn generally as they are filled with joy that God alone can give and alone can give through the greater community of people to whom he has called. This community will gather to be what Jesus founded with the disciples. It'll be one of celebration, one of extreme hospitality and caring, one in whom the love of Jesus is so evident that the atmosphere fairly drips with the love of God. This will be a community both old and new, building on the best things we can learn from the past, and I mean back to the beginning, and the best things that we can experience in this present day, where God is moving so much through music and lively teaching that ministers to our needs this day. We will use tradition as a vehicle to learn things about God. We will use the Bible to minister practical things about how we can live into that purpose that we were called for in Jesus, for which he died, to make us brand new inside. Will we still continue to do things that we know probably God doesn't want us to do? Of course. But we will find that our joy, our belonging in God is one that will keep us on the road, knowing we are loved. We'll minister through sacraments. We will minister through Holy Communion, through baptism, through marriages, ordinations, and through ministering to the sick and dying. Would you like to open yourself up to something old and new, not dead but vigorously alive? Counting on God's Spirit to fill us with all that Jesus died to give us and to carry us along through this journey we call life. This is your invitation. This is about something I have been called to launch this fall. And it is something, by the grace of God, that will become both a place of joy and a place of peace. We're laying plans now. Do you think you might be a part of something like this? Or even might possibly consider being a part of something like this? Please call the church office. The number is 912 358 0217. 912 358 0217. I'm the pastor and priest, Rob Bagwell, and I look forward to meeting those who feel Jesus is calling them as well to make a difference, to be a difference. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.